Hello friends, this is lesson number 45 in the series of literary criticism and theories. And today this is going to be our last lesson on formalism, and we shall discuss Boris Eikhenbaum. You might remember his name. In the introductory video I talked about him, and he was born in the year 1886 and died in 1959. He is a Russian philosopher or critic, and he is famous first because he gave his views against a Russian Marxist philosopher, and the name is Anatoly Lenkorevsky. Anatoly Lenkorevsky, he wrote a work, The Press and Revolution, and Boris Eikhenbaum, he rejected the ideas given by him. And now about his views about formalism. He thinks that formalism is like a scientific study. As we have scientific theories and research, the same way we have the theories in formalism. He says that formalism is scientific in its approach, but it is not that strict as we have scientific theories. Further, he talks about four basic ideas, and we shall just quickly recite these ideas. These are not so important, but we just quickly go through them. The first, he says that there is always a conflict between poetic and practical language. The poetic language that cannot be practical language. The practical language is that we use in our day-to-day life, in our conversation, to convey our meaning or our, you can say, intentions to the people. But the poetic language is far different from this practical language. Further, he says that in formalism, the general idea of the form of the text is dealt, how the text is written, the general idea he is saying. And then he says that he talks about verse. What is verse? Verse, we know that the rhythm or the music of the poem. So verse means like a poem. So he says that it is also the form of a speech. As we have a speech, the same way we have a verse. There is not much difference. The only difference, he says, that in the verse we have some additional or extra features. Otherwise, both are quite the same. There is one more thought, like he's saying that the structure of the plot is according to its motivation or intention. And then we have the two important works by him, the theory of formal method, and another is literature and cinema. Theory of formal method and literature and cinema. These are the two works. So that's it for this lesson. It was just a short little lesson, and before finishing this lesson I will just try to revise what we have studied in formalism. So just as a quick recap, the people you should remember associated with formalism, the first important name, that is Viktor Shklovsky, and his idea of defamiliarization, and his other work of the poetry and nonsense language. Then we have the people like Roman Jakobson. He is a formalist as well as a structuralist thinker, and he wrote the famous work, that is the two aspects of language and two types of aposic disturbances. And in that work he gave the theory of selection and combination. If you remember, in the previous video we discussed all that. And further he talked about the theory related to metaphor and metonymy. Then other names like Yuri Tenenov, he is famous for his work Thesis on Language, written in collaboration with Roman Jakobson. Then we have this name, Boris Eikhenbaum, and we have the three societies as well. The Society for Study of the Poetic Language, the Moscow Linguistic Society, and Prague Linguistic Society. So that's all we have in formalism. Thanks a lot for watching this lesson. Have a great day. And further we shall start our discussion on structuralism in the next lesson. Thanks a lot. Hopefully you are enjoying your learning in English literature.